We've seen another weekend of supermarket shelves stripped bare as a result of panic buying over the coronavirus outbreak.
The major supermarkets are now calling for customers to shop responsibly, with some already rationing items to cope with the demand.
But you might be surprised at what you can cook from the ingredients already in your kitchen. John Torode's here now to help you make the most of what's in your store cupboard. And you believe, actually, that we're just going to live a little bit differently.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, if you are going to isolate, get yourself a piece of paper and work out what you're going to eat over those 2 weeks. Go through your cupboard, bring it out, lay it out on your table, and this is what this is all about. Make a plan and you know what you've got. That way you're not going to panic, because there's loads of stuff in most people's cupboards.
We are not going to starve.
No, but there are going to be people who haven't got money. So I would say if people are going to supermarkets and they are buying things, 1 in 10, maybe put it in the food bank for other people who don't have the money.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be people out there, because prices will escalate, especially for the basics. And that's a really good thing to do, I think. But look, the other thing is, I think...
Or keep an eye on your neighbours.
Yeah.
You've got people saying, listen, I got myself a can, here's a can for you, that sort of thing. Maybe the best will come out of us.
I think so, and also get your kids involved. Do you know, this is a really good time now to actually teach the children how to look after themselves. And you said something about big soup before. Soup is a meal. It's not a starter, it's not a snack. Soup is a meal, and I think if we all sort of start to do that again, that's where we start to happen. But for me, there's like the basic stuff. It's like a tomato sauce, a pasta sauce. So a tomato sauce can be for all manner of things. It could be the topping for a pizza. It could be for a piece of fish. It could be to make a bowl of pasta. But the other thing is what's in your cupboard. So we're going to start off just some onions in a pan, a little bit of oil, and chop it. If you've got some tin tomatoes or even fresh tomatoes, don't use the whole tin. Just use half. Keep the rest for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because you don't need it all, because actually it will go a really long way. We're so used to putting a whole tin in there. Give it a stir around and then have a look inside your fridge or your cupboard. You want to make it a bit more tasty. Have you got some olives?
Maybe we'll eat less.
I think so.
Maybe we'll eat healthily. Maybe we'll actually, by doing something like that, maybe we'll throw away less.
Probably. Well, who knows? But, I mean, you know, this is a seasoning. In some cultures, an olive is a vegetable, and it's treated as a vegetable. So if you put that in, a bit of olives. Now, the other thing is, inside with olives, there's water, but that's brine, that's salt.
Right, so you don't
Put the water into it, that lets your sauce down. Maybe some capers or some chilli or whatever.
And they will store back in your fridge and last a long time like that, won't they?
Well, we were talking about stuff in people's cupboard. I mean, I've got a jar of capers in my fridge which have been there for 3.5 years. Are they fine?
Are they already open?
Yeah.
And they still stashed?
Because I thought the timer started when you open them up.
Well, I tell you, my biggest bugbear is, why do you have a use-by date on salt? I mean, I've got a Himalayan salt lamp, which apparently is 5,500 years old, but there's a use-by date in my salt. Why is there a use-by date in vinegar? It's off. It can't be off. You can't go off, can you? It's vinegar, it's already off.
True.
Apparently, it's got to do with weights and measures, that it evaporates, and therefore you can't sell the bottle after a certain time. That's what it's all about. So once you've done that, olives and capers, a little bit of salt and pepper, you've got yourself either a topping for a pizza or for your pasta. Now, if you're going to do pasta, I'm going to ask everybody to do this. Again, 100 grams is the normal portion for people per person. We now are doing about 150. Do 100 grams enough, but when you've done it, put your pasta in with your sauce.
So how many will that fill? Feed, even?
4. Easy. Four people for a decent meal. But now let that cook. And what will happen, I'm going to leave that while we talk through the other things. As that cooks, the pasta takes up the sauce and it almost doubles in size.
Right.
Rather than doubling in size in your stomach and you're getting bloated, let it cook out. Get the flour out of it. And that sort of makes it, that'll make a massive difference. So, just going to run through some other bits that we've done. My father always, with leftovers, made these fritters.
Yeah.
And they're delicious.
Bubble and squeak.
They are, but it's just water and flour, salt and pepper, and anything you want to put in it. Now, we've probably all got frozen veg at home, frozen corn or peas or carrots, or you got leftover from your roast.
What's this?
That's leftover roast lamb.
OK.
So that's my dad's thing. They're the fritters there. And, of course, jars of piccalilli, jars of Branston. You don't need to make a big meal, but I mean, if you cut, they're delicious. They're hot. I've just cooked them for you.
So you dunk them in with some piccalilli?
Yeah, put a bit of piccalilli with that.
All right, I'm going in.
And go for that. I mean, it's not expensive. It means it's going a long way. A bit of piccalilli, and you're done.
So nice.
They're all right, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're really good. And as I say, my dad made them all the time for me as a kid. They're great. Now,
yummy.
One of the things I always say is, if you are a little bit strapped for cash, trying to go through your cupboard, look at peasant food. Italians are really good at, you think, pasta, pizza, risottos, all that sort of thing. And one of their most famous soups is called pasta fagioli. So pasta fagioli is beans and pasta. Beans are full of protein. Pasta goes a really long way. If you've only got baked beans or whatever, you bake... I don't really like baked beans. I don't think they're a horrible thing. Wash them off. Just wash off the tomato sauce, and then that can go in to make your soup. Some macaroni, a little bit of stock, and what?
Well, I like a baked bean.
Do you? Well, then you have it on toast.
Yeah.
But I don't like baked beans. They give me wind, and that's not good.
I think they give everyone wind.
And then if you've got a jar of pesto, rather than spreading the pesto through all the pasta, actually just put it as a garnish on your soup. So you've got a little flavouring with your soup. These things just sort of help out a little bit.
And if you open a jar of pesto like that and then put it back in the fridge, if you've just taken a garnish, how long's that going to stay in your fridge?
I would at least 2 weeks.
Really?
There's no issue whatsoever. It's got oil on top of it. It's sealed.
OK.
It's fine. And it's like spices in cupboards. There was the people who did this thing with spices. There was spice on people's cupboards for 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
And it's fine. That tin of rice pudding, if that lady sent it in, I'd eat it.
You would?
I have no problem eating it whatsoever.
Really?
No problem at all.
It says keep in the fridge for 2 weeks after opening.
There you go.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
So that's fine.
You're right. God, I thought it was only a few days.
Now, talk about kids and getting children involved. Easiest way to make bread, if you've got some yogurt, yogurt doesn't go off. This one here has a month use-by date on it, so it's able to be in your fridge for a month, OK? Half flour, half yogurt, a little bit of baking powder, tiny bit of oil, you've got flatbread. You make naan.
Oh, right.
Some chickpeas, a bit of tomato sauce, some spices, chana masala. This is my favourite one. Loaf of bread, sugar and apples, right? That's all you've got, a bit of butter. You make apple charlotte. All you do is line your cases or anything you want with some bread and butter, chopped apples with some sugar and some cinnamon. You fill up this little container here with this bread here, and you tuck it in, and then you put a top on it. You bake it in the oven for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And you know that famous takeaway with the golden arches?
Oh, yeah.
You know the apple pie?
Yeah.
Same texture. That's it. They're hot. Now, look.
Sold.
Tin of custard.
No, thank you.
Cream.
Get away with it.
There's one each.
Custard.
Oh, we've got one each.
Yeah, of course you got one each. I never let you share. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, my gosh.
That's an apple.
Oh, my gosh.
Look. So that's it. Loaf of bread, apples away you go.
No, you go in.
Now,
Going with a bit of custard.
you guys can eat that, and I'm going to show you what's happening to the pasta now. Now you've got
Like that
pasta.
as well.
Enough pasta for 4 people. A bit of grated cheese. If you've got cheese and you think it's going to go off, grate it and freeze it.
Delish. Should I try this one?
Yeah, you try the pasta. It's
gonna
very
be
hot.
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 All right, I'll blow on it first. Thank you very much for all the recipe details.
It's like that,
It is, isn't it? Take a look at our This Morning app.
Thank you.